The Philadelphia Phillies are red hot right now, and after an exciting London series, this team is looking to settle back in and continue rolling. In this video, I'm going to talk all about what the Phillies have been doing as of late, recapping their last few games in London, talking about what's coming ahead, and the JT realmuto surgery, and so much more. But before I begin, I would really appreciate it if you would drop a like and subscribe. It only takes 5 seconds, plus you can always change your mind. We are on the road to 30k subscribers, and with your support, I truly believe we can get there super fast. So the Phillies split the London series against the Mets. They have been finding a lot of success, winning 8 out of their last 10 heading into this series. Heading into Game 1, the Phillies have been the best in baseball due to their MLB best pitching, timely hitting, and solid defense. And this is exactly what they delivered once again. The Mets had taken a 1-0 lead from a Starling Marte RBI double in the bottom of the first. After a quick out to start the inning, Bryce Harper absolutely crushed a hanging 2-2 sweeper for a no-doubt home run, giving him his 15th on the season. This was just the start of an explosive inning for the Phillies. After a boom single and a walk to start, Edmundo Sosa delivered with a 2-strike, 2-out bloop base hit off of a 94-mile-per-hour sinker, scoring one, giving them the 2-1 lead. The next batter, Whit Merrifield, took a cut at a changeup, hitting it over the left field wall for a 2-out, 3-run home run, extending the Phillies' lead to 4 for his 3rd home run of the year. That wasn't it though. Christian Pache would quickly hit a double, allowing Kyle Schwarber to knock in his 36th RBI of the year to give the Phillies a 6-1 lead. The Mets would only go on to score one more run on an RBI groundout from JD Martinez heading into the 8th inning, where Nick Castellanos took advantage of a first pitch cutter, sending it way over the left field wall for a 414-foot home run, giving him his 9th in this 2024 campaign. That would be all of the scoring in this one when Jose Ruiz would get out of a bases loaded jam in the bottom of the 9th by the way of a double play ball, improving the Phillies' record to 45-19. Heading into Game 2, the Phillies had all the momentum. They started off the game strong with a leadoff infield single from Kyle Schwarber, followed by 2 straight walks to realmuto and Harper, giving Alex Bohm an opportunity with the bases loaded and no outs. After a 9-pitch battle at the plate, Bohm would hit a 2-2 changeup into a double play, scoring Schwarber from 3rd. Castellanos would go on to end the inning with a groundout to 1st. With the Phillies having a 1-0 lead heading into the 4th inning, the Phillies offense would explode once again, starting with a Castellanos infield single with 1 out in the inning. Following that, Edmundo Sosa jumped on a 0-1 sinker, sending it into the left center field gap all the way to the wall for an RBI double. And Whit Merrifield was up next, and he delivered on an 0-1 curveball, sending it into right field for an RBI single and his 4th RBI of the London series. This would be all of the scoring until the 6th, where the Mets would finally get to Tejan Walker and then Gregory Soto to tie things up at 3 after an RBI double from Brandon Nimmo and a 2 RBI single from JD Martinez. Heading into the bottom of the 7th inning, things were all tied up at 3 in London. The Phillies would take the lead on a pinch hit solo home run from David Dahl, where he took a hanging 2-strike slider way over the wall and right, giving them a 4-3 lead. After a quick 8th inning, the Mets would jump back on top with another 3-run inning with an RBI single from Mark Vientos, a hit by pitch to Alonso, and then a pass ball where Jose Iglesias would score, giving the Mets a 6-4 lead, heading into the bottom of the 9th inning. The inning started with a leadoff single to center by Pache, followed by a Schwarber foul out. Realmuto was then hit by a pitch, and Harper singled, giving the Phillies a bases-loaded situation with 1 out. Alex Bohm came up to the plate and took a 5-pitch walk by laying off a cutter in the dirt, which scored 1, making the score 6-5. Castellanos came up to the plate with an opportunity to tie the game or win it. He would swing at an 0-2 cutter low in the zone, breaking his bat and ending the game on an incredible double play from the catcher to 1st, splitting the London series 1-1. With the recent injury bug going around the Phillies locker room to guys like Trey Turner, Brandon Marsh, and a couple others, the Phillies still haven't lost a step. It's hard to point out just a couple of guys who have been stepping up because it feels like the whole team has. First, of course, there's Bryce Harper. Harper has been hitting everything in the past 30 games with a .313 average and a .405 OBP, hitting 8 home runs and driving in 24 RBIs. With realmuto being out an extended amount of time, it's good to see Garrett Stubbs and his production in these past 7 games with a .375 OBP and a .286 average. Though this is just a small sample size, the Phillies can hope to get this consistency out of Garrett Stubbs for the time being. Edmundo Sosa has also been a guy who had big shoes to fill with Trey Turner being injured. Though nobody will be able to replace Trey, Edmundo has done a great job since taking over for Trey at short, batting .281 and driving in 16 RBIs in his last 30 games while being almost perfect in the field. It will be a tough decision on what to do with him once Trey returns, but there have been some rumors about moving him to the outfield. Lastly, and a late arriver to the team this year, is David Dahl, who has only played in a couple of games but has been mashing the ball. He is 4 for 10 so far in the short season of his with 2 home runs and 2 RBIs. And the reason I want to point him out is because I think he can be a consistent bat for this lineup. Losing Brandon Marsh was very unfortunate, but Dahl is a guy that can give that same level of production. Alright. With the recent news of veteran catcher JT Realmuto needing right knee surgery, the Phillies believe he will be out for about a month, placing him to be back just after the All-Star break. Realmuto has been one of the best catchers in baseball, leading them all in wins above replacement and games played since the start of the 2019 season. This will be a huge loss for the Phillies, as Realmuto has been 3rd on the team in batting average this year, as well as leading the MLB in almost every defensive statistic from behind the plate. This is honestly the best case scenario for this injury, as most players are given a recovery time of 6 to 8 weeks before returning to on-field activities, while JT may only need 4 to 5. With this being said, the Phillies have recalled catcher/first baseman Rafael Marchand back to the MLB, where he will most likely split time with current backup Garrett Stubbs. And if either of them can catch fire, we will continue to see the Phillies be the best team in the MLB. Moving on, the Phillies have a few promising prospects in their system who could potentially contribute later in the season, with September call-ups being right around the corner, and possible injuries the team may face. With how dominant the starting rotation has been for the Phillies, there are destined to be some hiccups down the road. Michael Mercado is a likely contender to be called up later on this season. Mercado is the Phillies' 30th ranked prospect and has dominated AAA this year. He has posted a 1.31 ERA, leaving opponents hitting with a 176 average in his 13 appearances this season. It was originally thought that 3rd-ranked prospect Mick Abel would get the call, but with his struggles so far this year, the club is likely to give him another year to develop. The 25-year-old Mercado holds a 4-seam fastball, cutter, changeup, and curveball. Phillies analyst Alex Coffey stated in a recent article, Mercado could contribute to the big league club as soon as this season. It's unclear what that would look like, but right now, the Phillies are stretching him out to 5 innings per outing, so presumably, he is starting pitching depth. Another likely call-up for the Phillies this season is 27-year-old Matt Kroon. Kroon is a very underappreciated prospect, not being ranked within the Phillies' top 30 list. Matt Kroon is a 3rd baseman who can play all 3 positions in the outfield. Kroon has delivered in every way so far this year in AAA, delivering a 281 average, 3 homers, and 15 RBIs in 37 games, while also being almost perfect in the field, having a 95% fielding percentage. As a more MLB-ready prospect, the Phillies could use him as a bench bat and another addition to the outfield depth. In an article posted just before the start of the season, Kroon was listed as a top 5 candidate to be called up, and assistant general manager Preston Mattingly had some very confident words for him. He can play 3 spots plus some third base. He's athletic, he can run, he's probably one of the better competitors we have in the box too. With the season ramping up and his injuries start to occur, Matt Kroon as well as Michael Mercado are likely to be contributors in the big leagues soon to come. Alright, now I want to talk about this Phillies pitching staff. It is almost unbelievable how dominant this group has been so far this season, with an NL leading 2.9 ERA as a team trailing just the Yankees in the entire league. The 3-headed monster of Aaron Nola, Zack Wheeler, and Ranger Suarez are the front end of this dominant staff. It is crazy to believe that all 3 of these guys have put their name into Cy Young contention. Ranger Suarez leads the way with an MLB best 1.81 ERA and 10 wins, while also striking out 85 batters in 79 innings. Ranger Suarez is the only pitcher in Philadelphia Phillies history to have a 7-0 record and a 1.5 ERA through 8 starts. Next is no other than Aaron Nola. He has continued to be one of the best pitchers in Phillies history after a 7-year extension last fall. Nola has provided the club with an 8-2 record, 2.77 ERA, and he's holding hitters to a 195 average. And last but not least, Zack Wheeler, who has bounced back from a somewhat off year, only allowing 2.16 runs per 9 innings so far this season. This lands him 7th in the MLB in ERA and 6th in strikeouts. It's not only these guys though, as Christopher Sanchez continues to improve with his 2.71 ERA and their top 10 bullpen in all of the major leagues. This Phillies bullpen, who have lost some good arms to injury, have still stayed one of the best. A 3.48 ERA lands them 8th in the MLB, and they're 4th in total earned runs allowed. So basically, the Phillies continue to dominate after an exciting London series against the Mets. They hold the best record in baseball at the moment, showing remarkable resiliency despite losing key players in Trey Turner, Brandon Marsh, and now JT Realmuto. With multiple players stepping up in key ways, the Phillies are poised to maintain their momentum heading into these following weeks before the All-Star deadline. That's all I have to say for this video. Thank you all so much if you made it to this point, and if you enjoyed and haven't yet, please make sure to drop a like and subscribe because your support truly does mean the world. And also, let me know what you would like to see next, and until then, I will see you all later.